Brooklyn Brothers Sports Talk. Forget about it. Oh!
Lock and load.
Welcome to Brooklyn Brothers Sports. We're the Sage Brothers. I'm Rick.
I'm Ed. From the borough to the big leagues.
We're your brothers in sports talk. All right, today we're going to talk about the AL and NL East Major League Baseball ratings.
And today we're going to start off with, I'll start first with the NL East. Looking at the top three teams, the Braves, the Mets, and the Phillies. I'll start off with the Braves. So Braves, I'm gonna just give you who they added this year so far. They signed Profar over from the San Diego Padres. He had a good year. He had 24 homers. He had 280. He had 85 RBIs. Good power added to the lineup already, which already was stacked. They added also Brian De La Cruz. Everybody knows him. He was from the Pirates last year. He came over from the Marlins. And the Pirates released him, and the Braves signed him, which doesn't really add anything to them. But the key losses is one of their starters. Max Fried went over to the Yankees. One of their setup men, Minter, that is, great relief pitcher, lefty relief pitcher, went over to their rivals, the New York Mets. And they also lost Darnold as well as Charlie Morton. Now, on the plus side, I guess you could say that Profar can add some power to their lineup, but they haven't addressed their needs. They've lost two starters and as well as a setup man, and they haven't yet to fulfill those needs. And if you look at it, their number one starter, Strider, he's coming off an injury. So I'm going to give the Braves a C as far as their offseason moves. Next, I'm going to move over to the Mets, my favorite team. The New York Mets, they signed Minaya, they signed Frankie Montas, and they signed Clay Holmes over from the rival Yankees. Their losses are Sirianni and Quintana. I think that's a good offseason addition so far from the New York Mets as far as starters. Bringing back that ace Minaya, which they wanted him back and needed him back. Frankie Montas, I believe the Mets pitcher staff, like Hefner, he'll be able to work with Montas. And I think you'll probably see what happened with Sirianni. If you remember, Sirianni came over from the Yankees. He had a bad season, and he was hurt as well. And the Mets turned him around. I think they'll do the same for Montas. And there's a couple of talks out there. The Mets are in talks with the San Diego Padres, maybe getting a Dylan Cease, maybe getting a King. There's still a lot of talking going on with there. The Mets did add to their deep bullpen already. They got Minter from the rivals of the Braves, which is a great pickup. And as far as the lefty off the bench, they signed our favorite. I'm sure a lot of Met fans love him, Winkler. They signed Winkler back as a DH, slotted in there, maybe some tuning. And for defense, they got Siri over from the Tampa Bay Rays. He's a great center fielder, great fielding position, and he'll probably most likely come off the bench for defensive replacement, stacked up the middle. And now we'll go to the Phillies. The Phillies. Well, let me give the Mets a grading. The Mets, I'd say, is a B+ so far in offseason moves. If they could add another starter, maybe a Cease, maybe a King.
That's fair enough.
We're going to be deadly. Now, the Phillies, they did add Luzardo. He came over from the Marlins. If it penciled in right, they already had a deep pitching staff. Luzardo, he's coming with a 3.58 ERA. He's a really good lefty over from the Marlins. He's going to strengthen their starting pitcher. Their starting pitcher could be one of the best in the National League. As far as any other additions, was Max Kepler from the Twins. I don't know. He really didn't have a good season. 2024 is probably a year he wants to forget. He only had 8 home runs, and he had 252. So by adding Kepler, it really didn't do much because their starting center fielder was Marsh. Well, Marsh pretty much hit the same, so not really much of a swing there. They did lose Hoffman, their setup man, who went to the Blue Jays, and they added a starter, Ross, who's pretty much a journeyman coming off so many teams. So I'm going to give the Phillies a B- as far as the offseason moves. So I think that between the Braves, the Mets, and the Phillies, the Mets made the most moves. The Mets strengthened their team. Maybe, again, if the Mets get either King or Cease, if they can pull off that trade, Mets are going to get an A+ for me, and I think the Mets will take the division.
Well, I agree with you on that. The B is definitely a fair grade. They made great moves so far. They still have a little bit of work to do. I'm sure your Uncle Steve will make it happen. But, moving over to the AL East, we're going to go some grades. I'm not going to go into too much detail like you did, but as far as like we'll go with the Baltimore Orioles, I give them a D because basically, they lost Corbin Burns, Santander, Jacob Webb. So the notable additions they have is like they got an outfielder, Tyler O'Neill, Charlie Morton, Tomoyuki Sagano. What's the other guy's name? Kittredge, and then Gary Sanchez, who's a bum on the Yankees. I don't care. So their acquisitions weren't great. So I will give them a D on that one. I would like to give them an F because they just really didn't make any impact moves.
I think that if you look at it, you look at the starter, Charlie Morton. He's about 40 years old. He's coming from the Braves. He's I think he's maybe a 5-inning pitcher at best. They lost Burns. They really haven't addressed any solid starting pitching. Charlie Morton's like maybe a 4.
More like a 5 in his age. His age group, like 40 something in his 40s. It's like a recycled pitcher,
And the Japanese pitcher. And the Japanese pitcher is unproven. You don't know what we're going to get from him. He's over 30 years old as well. So, again, I just wanted to chime in and give you my opinion on the Orioles. All right, so who do you got next?
All right, so moving away from the bum Orioles, my hated Red Sox, they made their good additions. They made a great pickup with Garrett Crockett, right? And also Walker Buehler. Walker Buehler had a great second half, and he was on the upside again, like the old Walker Buehler. So the Red Sox did make a couple great moves with pitching. They really didn't lose anybody. They got Crockett, they got Buehler. They also had the ex-Yankee reliever Aroldis Chapman, but we don't know how he's going to be. It's just a 1-year deal, I believe. So it's
he was pretty good on the Pirates last year. He was pretty good. He threw 106. He hit one pitch 106 last year.
Oh, so really?
Chapman, I think Chapman is an upgrade over Jensen, who left a free agent. He's still unsigned, but I think overall the Red Sox pretty much.
This is my grade for the Red Sox. They did good. I hate to say it, but I'll give them a B on this one.
That's a good
adding Crockett, Buehler, and Sandoval pitching. Also Wilson. they got a nice little strong pitching staff there, so I can't knock them. And Crockett was one of the most dominant pitchers in 2024. So that's what I'll give them. The only other team I could see, like the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, they made one little splash. It was like a little ripple, a little rock in the pond. They signed a Korean infielder, Ha Sung Kim, who I thought the Yankees were going to pick up, but I'll be honest with you, my Yankees are slowly drowning. Hal Steinbrenner, he's not his father, so my Yankees is gonna. I don't even know if they're gonna be the same Yankees as last year because they did lose Soto to you guys. But the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, they made that one big pickup, so that they got a decent, good young pitching staff. So you never know what happens in that division. So
what do you got for the Yankees?
For the Yankees, I give them a B- because I feel like they're dragging on the infield. They didn't go after Bregman really hard. Needed third baseman. Signing these guys who are not impact players that might be good, link players. They're bench players. But the Yankees, I give them a B to B-. They still need a little bit more, infield and a little bit more pop in the bat. They need one more player to really I don't want a home run hitter. They need that Wade Boggs type of guy, that Paul O'Neill type of guy. Just put the bat on the ball and put it in play. Know how to swing. Great eye coordination.
Well, the Yankees, they're counting on a lot. They got Bellinger in right field, right? He's going to center.
Not bad.
He's not bad, but he'll give him some pop in the bat. Maybe good short porch from right field. And also the Yankees added. Who else? The Yankees added? They added.
You got Max Fried. Great pitching right there. And
they added Williams, Devin Williams.
Devin Williams, great closer. So I'm not worried about the pitching, so to speak. You can always pick up another good pitcher, but they fell asleep on that one too. They did good. You had the two ends of the spectrum. You have Cole, you have Fried, and you got Devin Williams in the bullpen. They just need to keep Devin Williams healthy, actually. Hopefully he doesn't get injured and makes it through the season.
What do you think about it?
Think about what?
The rest of the depth chart there. guys they got in the Yankees.
Like I said, the Yankees, they have the team. Pretty much the other players that they have, they'll definitely get to the playoffs. World Series, I don't know. I'm a little skeptical.
They got some question marks at first base too. I know they got Goldschmidt, but
yeah, but he's just he's a quick. What do you call it? I'll say a quick time. You know?
He's probably not great over Rizzo as far as the bat, and Yankees are counting on a lot of stuff like maybe LeMahieu. They're hoping for him to have a good season. You know, Chisenhall had a good year. They're hoping Chisenhall had a good year again. I don't know. I'm thinking that, you know, what you said about the Yankees, we'll see what happens with them, right?
Yeah, Goldschmidt, I mean, at least he'll hold down the fort at first base. He had a great second half last year, so let's hopefully he continues that type of, you know, play, hitting and fielding. He's good and kind of keeps the flow for the year. Then we'll worry about the next year, you know. Losing Soto was a big impact. So, I mean, we did lose Clay Holmes to you guys as well, so that's a little hit that we took in the bullpen. Getting Devin Williams is great. They also added Loizaga, you know, but to me, it doesn't do anything for me, you know. And they got Fernando Cruz. Like I said, Cody Bellinger, yeah, okay, I'll take him. He's not bad, you know. We lost Soto; he's not in the same stature. I'll take Cody Bellinger, no problem.
What do you?
Judge has to do what he has to do.
All right. What about the Blue Jays?
Blue Jays still have that little soap opera with Guerrero Jr. They don't offer him a contract. I don't know what they're waiting for, but he wants to stay there. They should sign him, but that's going to be their problem during the whole course of the year. And
so far,
Blue Jays,
the offseason moves that they made, they got Max Scherzer.
Yeah, but he's another one who's like a Geritol guy, you know. I don't know.
Yeah, but they can at least get maybe solid pitching from him. If he stays injury free, he maybe get about 10 to 12 wins out of him. They got Santander, great power hitter. Put him in between Bichette and Guerrero. You got a nice form right there, 2, 3, and 4. And they didn't get Jimenez. They got from the Indians in a trade for second base. We'll see what he does. He wasn't really that good last year.
Got Jeff Hoffman.
Yeah, they got Hoffman and Garcia as the bullpen, which is threatening their bullpen. But I still said they should go after Bregman big time. They need a guy like Bregman. They should really go hard at him. They're really, I don't know. Overall, I'm giving them a C. What are you giving them, Blue Jays?
I'll give them a C minus because I think it's like the players that they got. It's not such a great impact. Yeah, it does keep them around to be competitive. But I don't see them with any like pop. They were going after Roki Sasaki, and they also made a little like splash to try to go for Juan Soto. We knew he wasn't going there. He was going to go to Mets all along. But the Toronto needs like a slugger. I mean, Santander could do it. You know, give him a little pop. But they need somebody else. They need somebody else out there, like another hitter, another slugger to help out.
I think the Blue Jays, what they didn't really address is the catching situation. They have a couple of. They didn't even really got anybody with any pop back there.
Same with the Yankees, catcher. You know, they didn't do anything either. That's another. I forgot that's another position. Yankees need to go.
Yeah, I still think Toronto's still going to need a third baseman, but I agree with you on them as far as not really looking much. But if they can pull off maybe a Bregman, hey, I'm going to give them a B plus if they can pull that off somehow. They did say they have some money left over. I think Alonso, which I should have mentioned earlier, I think he goes back to the Mets. It seems like if he wanted to, Alonso, he could sign a one-year deal if he really wanted to, maybe with the Blue Jays, maybe with the Giants.
But it's like what I said. Remember? I told you. What's his name? His agent, man. He ruined him. He got screwed.
Yeah. So that's why I think he's going to stick it out and he's going to go back to the Mets, in my opinion. It is. Oh, I want to say also, one little side note as far as for the another addition was the Kansas City Royals. They already have a strong bullpen. They just added to it. They got Estevez. If you remember him, he was the closer of the Angels who was traded to the Phillies. And he was really a setup man on the Phillies, but that's a great addition to the Royals, who already have a solid bullpen. So that's a nice little addition there with the Royals. That's out of left field, so that's a good signing. I never saw that coming. But all in all,
go ahead.
I'm going to say the Braves, I'm giving them a C. The Mets, I'm giving them a B plus. The Phillies, I'm giving them a B minus. the Nationals and the Marlins, nothing to talk about. Nothing to talk about with those.
Well, I said the Yankees, I'll give them a B, kind of a B minus because they didn't address a few other positions, but pretty much all these teams are kind of hovering around the B grade. So they all kind of did competitive signing. Red Sox, I give them a B. I'll give the Yankees a B to a B minus. Blue Jays, I'll give them a C minus because I don't see them really, making big impact. I mean, they still have Guerrero, but they need to sign him to, bring up that grade a little bit. And I mean, the Devil Rays, they just signed one player, so I give them a D plus. And the Braves, I mean, the Orioles, I give them an F. I mean, the Orioles ain't doing nothing. I mean, I give them an F. They did the worst one of the whole LA. So
you thought with new ownership coming in, you thought they would start spending the money and maybe getting some playing with the big boys, the Orioles. But with the new ownership that came in, Rubenstein with Carl Ripken, I got to say, Tyler O'Neill is a good hitter, great power, but if you look at his last 3 or 4 years in baseball, he hasn't played over the 130 games. So that's, even though he has great pop to the Oriole outfield, which they needed.
Yeah, that's a while.
They help. Charlie Morton, over the hill, my opinion, he'll last like 5 innings. You're looking at a 4 ERA like last year, around there. Sugana, I don't know about him. Never heard of him really. Really do my homework on him. But Orioles, very disappointing. The Orioles. Oriole fans are probably not really happy about that. They're getting a D for me. The Orioles.
Yeah, well, I'm giving a D minus. You're being courteous. I'm going almost to failing to an F. But the Orioles going to need, right? Their medical, the med coaches there. The doctors are going to get a lot of Bengay, from Morton there, because who knows, man? You're getting older. You're not even making any great moves. The Oriole fans are going to be very disappointed. How about what I was just thinking about? Besides the Dodgers in the National League, the California teams are doing absolutely nothing. The Padres, the Giants.
Well, the Padres got issues with within the family.
That I know, the ownership.
Yeah, ownership. Brothers and sisters
fighting
now.
The brother-in-laws, I heard that.
Yeah, so they're not really, I don't think they're spending any money. I don't think they even got anybody so far this year. Let's look at if you want to look at the Padres for a second. As far as additions, 0.
Right.
They lost Profar, which was big. They traded away their top prospects with Tanner Scott as a rental. He signed with the Dodgers. That's not a good thing. And they really.
Yeah, I got it. That was Higashoka. Yeah, Japanese catcher.
Yeah, and Donovan Solano. He's good. Solano is good. He's a good guy. Yeah. So all in all, they needed major upgrades. They were obviously 1 win away from going to the National League championship. That was probably the Mets, but they were up 2 games to nothing, and they choked. They
had 93 wins that season, so now they're going to go. I maybe if they're lucky, they get 73.
I put them at 500. I think I don't see anything unless the Padres make some moves, which they're not going to, because they're looking to trade. They're not looking to add. They're looking to subtract because of what's going on with the ownership. So I think that. And getting back to one last thing I want to mention again with the Rays, they're another team that I'm going to give a C minus because the only addition was Jansen from the catcher of Toronto. Not a great pick at all. They're looking to scrap guys always together. Oh, you mentioned Kim was great to pick up, but
you're right.
Again, they're another team that who knows what's going to happen.
Right.
So
I'm going to change my grade. Listen, I'm going to change my grade for the Mets. I'm going to give them an A. You know why? I just love the Coliones on Uncle Steve over there. Steve Cohen, and them to just without any bumps or hiccups. They got Juan Soto right away. They made they stole Clay Holmes from us. I mean, just to come across the water, across the river and just, pick like lemons off a tree, And I have to say, I still hate the Mets because I'm a Yankee fan, but I'm going to give them an A. That's, I just have to respect them. You got to give people due. I can't think with my heart. I got to think with my mind. And, and I'm just going to say I'm going to give the Mets pretty much an A. And they'll get an A plus if they make a couple more additions and they get, Alonso back. So
If they get Alonso back and they make maybe a trade with the Padres, who are desperate now, they unload salary. If they can get Dylan Cease or King, and Mets definitely favorites in the NLE. Yankees, I say it's going to probably be between the Yankees and the Red Sox getting that division. I know a lot of critics don't favor the Red Sox right now, but Crockett at the top.
They're creeping up.
Yeah. Well, again, that's what we got here. We wanted to bring in, his view on the East of the American League, and I want to put my view in about the top 3 teams in the East. That is, the National League East. That is, and as far as NFL football goes, the Not For Long League or the Not Fair League.
Not Fair League, right?
The Not Fair League. Maybe next week, Super Bowl obviously is coming up. The Eagles and Chiefs. I think it's going to come down to 1 or 2 plays where the Chiefs get in favor of their calls, and I hate to talk about what everybody's already talked about, but I just can't get over watching the film over and over with the blunders of the referees, and all they've done with everybody has seen it. You could see it. A lot of good shout outs out there to our other YouTubers who put some good film together.
People on X, podcasts all over the place.
Yeah,
they give us different angles.
Yeah, Allen was clearly over the line. From every angle you could see, he was over the line for first down. And
exactly.
one other play I want to bring up is that that interception from the Bills, and then the Chief guy took the ball away from him at the 10-yard line. That play right there alone as well. That ball hit the ground, clear as day. So that should have been incomplete. And again, that's just no here or there. I guess next week's the Super Bowl. So we'll bring you some more. We'll have we'll have a NFL football Super Bowl special next week for you guys. Hit that like, subscribe button. Okay, this really means a lot to us. It helps us. It helps us bring you good content, and we do appreciate everybody out there, our listeners, our subscribers, and that's all I have to say tonight. But
yeah, I mean the NFL, the refs really blew it. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, I love football. It's my favorite sport. I have to say this. I know you don't agree, but now that the NFL, you see it's a show, it's a game. They want to have the darlings of the Chiefs become the first team to three-peat. That's all they want, to show. It's a script, and that's what they're doing. And then, unfortunately, we both want the Eagles to win because at this point now I'm starting to hate the Chiefs because they're being babysat, they're being babied, they're being coddled, given everything. It's not something that they're earning. I'm sorry, as good as their players are, and Patrick Mahomes is. When they get in the calls like that, and it's like 3, 4, 5 different calls, 8 calls in a game. I'm sorry, I'm getting disgusted watching football. And it's just some old YouTubers had videos about, is the NFL rigged? Well, now I had some skepticism on it, but now I'm convinced it is. Vegas is in on it. Maybe the mafia is in on it. We don't know. It's all conspiracy theories. But you know what? The way it's going, our eyes don't lie, right? So I'm not really going to be happy watching the Super Bowl, especially when you get maybe a 60-yard burst from Saquon Barkley, and all of a sudden you see that yellow flag come out, that they throw their little hanky-panky thing on the ground. You say, are you kidding me? And then when Jalen Hurts throws a bomb and A.J. Brown beats the secondary, catches a touchdown for like an 80-yard bomb or something like that. Oh, look at that. Another hanky, another yellow flag on the field. Are you freaking kidding me? I'm not watching the NFL anymore. I'm going to go to UFL, the USFL and XFL merged league, which starts in March. I'm going to watch it because those are guys who want to get to the NFL, who can get to the NFL, get a second chance, and it's a real clean football league. And don't forget, guys, I'm also a fan of the ELF, the European League of Football, which was a German guy started in Europe, and it's in the 5th season now. So that starts in May, and championship ends first week September. So you should start looking into those leagues. They got some really good players. They're a little exciting. It's like watching football reborn again, But the NFL, let's go Eagles. I mean, even though we hate them, they're in our division. But this coming Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, we're going to be Eagle fans,
Of course. Next Sunday. I'm a Giant fan. Die-hard Blue fan. Giants, go Giants, G-men. But I tell you right now, I'm going to go with the Eagles because I can't stand the Chiefs. I'm just rather see. Yeah, I want you to win. And my Giants. This is what I got. It says admit one lifetime membership. I'm a Giant fan. Unfortunately, I'm afraid to let everybody know that because the Giants have been one of the worst teams in football in the last couple of years. So,
Right.
Anyway,
I'm a Cowboy fan. It's kind of desperate. I've been dying for 31 years not to win a damn
Yeah.
Super Bowl. And, I should be ashamed, but I am a Cowboy fan. Troy Aikman was the man. But other than that, I'm going to UFL, the European League of Football. I do have another channel, Spring News Bulletin, and I'm going to probably streaming some live games from Europe, from the European League of Football. Watch out for that channel, Spring News Bulletin. Maybe Ed Sage will join me on that. I'll get him into that league. Who knows? Miracles do happen. But all right, thank you everybody for watching and listening. And
I wanted to mention something. Our next telecast, our next video that we'll bring to everybody is something that maybe I find our listeners will have some fun with. It's talking about the old days, like the football leagues that we were in, playing street football over 35 years ago.
Back in Brooklyn.
Yeah, back in Brooklyn. Stickball, softball. We had playing rough touch, and then we played tackle football for our street league. Remember the Flames? Maybe we'll talk about that.
Well, you're talking about it now, so you might as well talk a little bit about it. No, I mean,
No,
we'll save it for next time. We'll save it for next time.
Again, hopefully everybody hit that like and subscribe button.
This episode was brought to you by the Tilted Trailer for those inclined to tow. Check them out, tiltedtrailer.com. Hit that like, subscribe button. Like Sage said, we're the Sage Brothers. We're out.
Ciao.
Brooklyn Brothers Sports Talk. Forget about it. Oh.